Maybe a little less snarky at times. Aw, thanks, John. I am unmuted, but I can't mute myself.
You can't mute yourself. Somebody's been putting stuff in my thing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
That one? Really?
What? What? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Are y'all ready?
Well, sure. And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns. We don't see each other. We don't see us online.
She's going to tell us to be patient.
Oh. This might be the best picture of us yet, I think, on the screen. What do you think?
It probably is. Oh. Oh.
Take your
There
time,
we are.
Michelle.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
You're broadcasting anyways. You just didn't see yourself.
We were broadcasting anyways. Okay, we
Yes.
just couldn't see ourselves. Okay.
Oh, very good. Very
Well,
good.
welcome everybody. For those of
Yes.
you who were here for the meeting this morning, the annual resident meeting, welcome to part 2. We're part 1 over again.
I was going to say, there's going to be some repeats, but that's okay.
Yeah,
was
we
all
got a
good
couple
stuff.
new things into here too.
We do,
'cause
we do.
We want to make sure you don't feel like you've heard everything the
Right.
second time around. But I know we've got Courtney here with us today.
We do.
So.
Baby bless and mama bless.
You got it.
Oh.
Have you been on the show before?
Yes, I was on the show. I was actually the trivia question before I started because
Okay.
my brother was working here
Ah.
before, and so you said that you were hiring someone that had a sibling that worked in the bistro,
That's right.
and so that
That's
was
right.
the trivia.
You're right.
And then I
Okay.
came on probably soon after that.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah. We knew 5 minutes after interviewing you, Lisa said 5 minutes after interviewing it, we should hire Courtney right away. I knew 5 minutes after interviewing it that was going to be a mistake. And so I think I got proven right on that one. I don't know. What do you think, Lisa?
I think I'm right.
I'm teasing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
I think we both knew when we interviewed Courtney,
We
she
did.
was our person.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
absolutely.
funny sometimes. And if any of you have done any kind of interviewing before, you know, sometimes the person comes in, you connect with them right away, and you go, oh my gosh, where have you been? You know, you're the person we've been looking for, and
Yep.
you just kind of know it. And so, you know, I love to give Courtney a hard time, but Courtney was one of those people. We started talking to her, and 2 minutes after we started talking to her, we knew she was the right one for
Absolutely.
us. So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it feels like home, so
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
And look how well you've done in the 3 years you've been here.
Tom, you need to work on your math, Mr. Accountant. I've been here over 4, but who's counting?
Oh, okay. All right.
Who's counting?
I meant physically present here. You know what I'm saying?
I have been physically present.
Oh, okay.
here.
This is how it's going to go today, Courtney. Just so you know.
Oh, I am well
This is
aware.
just the start.
So this will be Courtney's first and last time on the show, I think, today. so.
Probably.
You don't rattle me. It's fine.
I know I don't. That's the
See?
problem I have. I don't get to you.
See, he's
so.
going to try harder now.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So it's like you
Just
just gave him a
remember,
challenge.
I can be mischievous too,
Oh,
my
I
friend.
Yes,
I've
you
seen
can.
that side of you.
You
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I take my chances, that's for sure. Well, let's go to the trivia question.
Okay, trivia today. And we're going to do 2 winners today.
Oh, 2 winners.
Same question, but 2 winners. We're going to do an in-person winner, So whoever raises their hand first, that's who we're going to give the opportunity to answer the question.
Everyone ready?
Yep.
You ready?
You have to have the right answer, though. It's not just a matter of raising your
Oh,
hand.
Please wait until after the question. Because if you all listened to the meeting this morning, you for sure will know this answer. So it's good. It's going to be an easy, quick one.
There we
So,
go. All right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Get them ready, get them ready.
Right,
Maybe up to
right.
here, I don't know. Get 'em ready.
And then also a winner, of course, in TV land. So we're going to do 2 winners today. So if you're out watching us, please call in because we are going to have a watching winner as well. So, and the number you're going to call is 336-389-4103. And you'll get Michelle on that. And don't leave a message or anything. You have to talk to her in person. So if you don't get her right away, keep calling back. And the winner today, like I said, it's the wine. Courtney, tell us what we have. What kind of wine?
Moscato.
Moscato.
So,
Yeah.
it's a pretty bottle, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, if you don't drink it, then you can still just
pretty
use
bottle.
it and just show it as decor in your house or something.
Sure you
know?
could.
I mean, it's
Sure you
it's a
could.
pretty bottle, so.
Yep. Okay, here's the question. So you all help me look for whoever's the first.
All right.
It'll be based on whatever they say. You guys are the judges on that,
We're-
who
we're
raises their
watching.
hand
We're
first.
watching.
Okay?
We're
And
watching.
Michelle's ready for people to call in.
Here we go.
The question is, well, first a statement, then the question. River Landing is celebrating our anniversary with a dinner on Thursday, January 30th. How many years are we celebrating?
I saw Hilda.
What?
I saw Hilda.
I saw Hilda too.
Hilda.
22. Oh. Whoops.
Well, TV Land knows what the answer is now. Not that they wouldn't anyway. That worked like a
Whoopsie.
charm, Lisa.
Oh, so the answer is 22, in case you missed
Yeah.
it.
We figured you'd have a winner, Michelle, after she gave away the answer.
Oh. Okay, who's the winner from TV Land? Jack Quick is the winner from TV Land.
Jack was
So-
very quick.
Look at, Susie's here. Jack is very quick, yes. Oh,
How
gosh.
appropriate.
Well, we took care of the trivia, now we don't need to do that at the end, so. And congratulations, Hilda Berry and Jack Quick.
There we go.
Yes.
Good job, y'all.
Okay, we won't do that again. I yelled out the answer, Michelle. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, okay.
The good thing was there was a lot of hands that went up.
There was a
but-
lot,
and it
yes.
was a little hard to kind of tell, but it was very obvious.
You
I
both
thought
said
that
Hilda.
Hilda
so,
was the first
yeah.
one. Just
We
got it
agreed
up
on something, Tom.
there. I know.
First time.
Miracles never cease, do they?
Oh, okay, the first thing, which was mentioned this morning as well, the inclement weather we had this past weekend. The teams did an amazing job. I've received so many emails and phone calls from several of you, so thank you for recognizing our team. We had, like Tom said, over 60 people that stayed overnight, which is amazing. I mean, that's how dedicated, and they just want to be part of this. And new service has to go on, no matter if snow's here or not. We have a lot of things that still have to continue, especially with healthcare and dining and the grounds, all of that.
And we've had several residents that said, please, next time, if we have an extra bedroom, we have whatever, we'd be
Yes.
happy to have staff
Yes.
stay. And so
We've had
that,
many of
that
those.
may work out, that may not work out, but thank you
Right,
for
right.
offering that. That was very
Absolutely.
sweet to be able
No,
to do that.
that's-
So.
That's a great thing to have as an option, too. Okay, We Care program, you talked a little bit about that this morning,
Yeah.
but you did promise we'd share the winner
Yes.
on the
yes.
Churns show. So, just a recap of the We Care program. That's
Yeah.
our customer service program here. Employees that go above and beyond their normal jobs.
Yeah, it's for extraordinary efforts. You know,
Right, right.
You know, if somebody actually rings you up correctly at the as a cashier at the bistro, that's doing their job. That's not extraordinary, okay? Just so we can kind of make sure we put it in proper perspective here. But
Right.
you know, we have staff members that do things, as you know, above and beyond every day, and you know, a lot of times stuff like that just kind of goes unnoticed. And so the We Care program is an opportunity for us to recognize those staff members and be able to give them a gift card and kind of share a little bit in the congratulatory about a job well done. And so And there are forms over by the elevator and other places that you can do that you can fill
Right.
out something. So we would encourage you, please, to do that, because it really does make staff feel good when they're recognized for the efforts
Absolutely.
that they
Also on
make.
CareMerge, you can do it digitally.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have our We Care winner of the year, and it was pretty obvious this year who it should be, right? Lisa?
Yes.
You want to mention who it was?
So some of you may not know her. She does work over in healthcare. She's the weekend nurse supervisor. It's Melissa Kindley. And she does an amazing job and has been with us for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
So some of the things that she was recognized for, going above and beyond, we had a family member, an outside family member that had a loved one here for short-term rehab, and that family member had left their cell phone here. She drove to their house and took them her cell phone when she got off duty. So stuff like that is the things that's really going above and beyond what her normal job is. So
Yeah,
she
she'll-
does that all the time, things like that.
She comes in when she's off because
Yes.
of situations that are going on.
Yes.
Just because she knows a resident or a family member is going through a situation, and we'll jump in and help out. And
Yes.
just, she goes with staff members to, if they have to go to an urgent care or whatever, she'll
Yep.
go with staff members to the urgent care with them so
Yep.
that they have somebody with them.
Yep.
It's neat that we have somebody
It
like that. And
is.
she's been with
It
us a
is.
long time.
Long time.
And her sister works
Yeah.
here as well.
Yes.
And her sister was recognized as the We Care Employee of the Year about 10 years
Few
ago, I
years
guess,
ago.
something like that, 10 or 12 years
Yep.
ago. And
Yep.
so, yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Melissa's a great gal.
Yep.
So we don't know if she knows yet or not that she won.
It's true.
We were working on that today, and I'm hoping that our nursing team got a hold of her to let her know that. But, what goes along with that, here, so you all will laugh about this a little bit. So as a prize for winning the We Care Employee of the Year, her big prize is she gets to go to lunch with a bunch of our corporate executive folks. So that's always kind of fun. I like going on those sometimes with them, but it's kind of a neat thing that they do. And of course, they give them a nice little monetary prize also for being the We Care Employee of the Year, and it's a nice thing. So,
Yep.
what's that? Do I? No, Courtney does. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. So,
Happy to help.
So we will post that once we know for sure that she's been notified of that. We'll put it on CareMerge so everybody knows about that. Curana Clinic, Lori Saunders, the new PA, has started in the clinic, so some of you may have already seen her. She is going through orientation process, so they also have another provider working with her at this point. Tomorrow, the clinic has a hot chocolate social. It'd be a great time to get to meet her if you haven't met her yet. That's 10 o'clock in the Arts and Craft Room. And then next Thursday, January 23rd, 10 o'clock here in the multipurpose room, they will be having an educational seminar on how to have a healthier and happier new year. So come join them for some healthy treats and fun giveaways next week. And some other exciting news from the Curana Clinic, starting in February, not sure if it's the first Saturday or the second one, but they will be offering Saturday hours that they will be open. So 3 hours on a Saturday, and we're gonna try this for 90 days to see if there's enough interest and frankly enough business to be able to support that. So
if you're going to get sick on a Friday night or Saturday
Right.
morning, so you can use that service.
so we can
right?
show
You go in
support
there.
of it, yes.
No, I was talking to several residents after the meeting this morning, and they were like, it always seems to happen that the weekend is when
Yep.
I end up getting
Yep.
sick or
It's true.
something happens. And
It's true.
so everybody I
Yep.
talked to was very happy about having an opportunity to be able to go see somebody here
Absolutely.
on Saturdays.
So we will post that once we have officially been given the date of when they will start. Also, the clinic has developed a new brochure, so that's going to be going out as well now that we have all the clinicians all lined up and everything. So that will also be going out. They hope to have it next week for the educational section to roll that out. And then, just as a reminder, the clinic is closed on Monday for Martin Luther King Day. So, Annual Resident Association meeting this morning, that went great.
Curious,
Congratulations.
how many of you all got a chance to come to the meeting this morning? Super, that's great.
They're getting a
great.
double dose today.
I know. They're gluttons for punishment. And we didn't even have a treat for them today. Jeez.
You had to point that out?
Yes.
Well, we gave them treats this morning.
Oh, is that what it is? And we're supposed to last them throughout the day?
Somebody said 1 treat a day, right? So
Somebody?
there was one person in the audience that told me that.
Oh, okay.
1 treat a day.
Okay. It sounds like something you would make up to me. I don't know.
No,
Lisa.
there was one person.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Pat. Oh, so we're able to welcome in Linda Thomas, Sue Ellen Faust, Harvey Loud, and Troy Brim. So that was great. They're on for the next 2 years. And big thank you to the rotating off folks, which was Dick Witt, Kay Heflin, Karen Geringer, and Joe Lorber. So that was a very good meeting this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is a good time to mention this, but Dick Witt's not done with his service to River Landing. I think you all know with the merger that we have a new Contour board, and there's 2 residents that are going to be on that board. One will be from the Bright Spire communities, and the other one will be from the Wellspring Group communities. And so that position will probably change, rotate over time. But in an effort to try and make sure that all the communities are represented from a resident standpoint, they've created a resident advisory committee that will meet with the board president and the vice president, along with the residents that are going to be on that board. And so Dick Witt's going to represent River Landing to start, and I think we couldn't have a better person representing River Landing. Dick's done a great job last couple years. So.
Yep. Okay, anniversary dinner, which we've talked about, that is January 30th. And you mentioned that is our actual
Yeah, it
anniversary
is.
date. It doesn't always work like that, because typically we do the last Thursday of January.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always work like that, but
I still
this year it
remember
does.
that first night we opened up. We had one couple that was down here in Pinehurst on a lower level. They had moved in on the 30th, the first night, and they were in this entire building all by themselves that first night.
wow.
And I said, you know, I'm going to have some security folks here, but you know, you all going to be okay being? Oh. They were like, oh yeah, we don't have any problem with this. This is great. You know, so, and you know, that really the first 4 or 5 weeks that we were open, we didn't have any food for the residents. So, you know, we were still trying to get pots and pans and different things in. And so it took us 4 or 5 weeks to get the bistro finally opened up, which at that time was the 50 Style Cafe diner. And so it took us a while to kind of get things going. We were trying to go at warp speed, but you know, we were under the gun a little bit trying to get the community open and get residents in here and hiring staff all at the same time.
Sure.
So,
But residents wanted to move in, so
yeah, the
that
residents,
was,
and
they
you know,
wanted
we had
to be
several
here.
that were staying in
Yeah.
hotels and different
Yeah.
things like that, and they're like, we need to get in,
Right,
we need
right.
to get in. So,
Yep.
so we just jumped the gun, and as soon as we were able, we let the residents
Sure.
start moving in. We told them we couldn't feed them for a while, but.
Right,
So,
but they wanted to be here that bad.
Yeah.
They didn't care. Oh.
go ahead,
Okay.
Patrick, you want to say something?
Glenare had the same problem.
Glenare had the same problem? Yeah. With their new building, you mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Peter's mom and dad were in the hotel for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Glenare got delayed
Sure.
opening up a little bit too, and so
Right.
some of their, with the
Right.
new building, and some of their
Right.
residents had to spend
Right.
a few weeks in a hotel before they could move in, so. Yeah, that's the hard part about this. Timing is everything, right? And so you just never know what's gonna end up happening
Mm-hmm.
with that, so.
So with the anniversary dinner, reservations do start this Friday and run through the next Friday, the 24th. And as times fill up, we will continue to add reservations to it. So no one will get turned away, but you may not get your prime time. So that's what we wanted to remind folks, because we heard during the Christmas time that some felt like they couldn't get reservations. Well, it may not be your prime time reservation, but we will have a reservation for you. We start bumping them up to be maybe 4:15, 4:20, and then we make them later up to 7:15, 7:30. So we do keep
10
adding
o'clock,
on.
11:30.
to make
you
sure.
know, whatever works, right?
Oh, so we will keep adding on. So we're not going to turn anybody away, but we will have to offer you other options if your prime time has been chosen. So that might happen. Capital projects, you talked a little bit today about that
Yeah,
in the earlier meeting.
Yeah, we've got a pavilion, I mentioned this morning that we've got a pavilion committee that's getting ready to get started, and I think it's gonna be really exciting. I think it's just something that we've been missing as part of what we really could need here at River Landing, and having a pavilion in the back of the property here that might be closer, just to kind of give you an idea of what I think it should look and feel like a little bit, is a pavilion that would be back towards the pond area, that may even overlook the pond, that would be an open-aired pavilion that would be sheltered from sun, and the opportunity to be able to do events, have entertainment coming in.
Right.
The car show, we wouldn't need to do the tents anymore. The
Right.
4th of July, we wouldn't have to do the tents. We could have this place to be able to do this. And I think if we had a permanent shelter like that, we could just do so much more than what we're doing now.
Absolutely.
But, maybe even possibly like a little fishing pier that would be off of it somehow, so we could fish in the water, and maybe even some fire pits and some places to sit, that would be maybe on a deck area right next to the pavilion. So, I got these kind of grandiose ideas about what it might look and feel like, but the residents that are going to be on the committee are going to work with us and the staff and the architect to really flush all that out and kind of figure out what we kind of want to do back there.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be real exciting, and I'm hoping that if we can kind of get this rocking and rolling, we might be able to start on it sometime this year. I'm kind of hoping maybe this fall we could be in a position to actually start construction of it, and we'll see.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then the landscape project, which was the picture
Yeah,
that was
Michelle,
put
can we
up.
put the picture back up by any chance? I know I'm kind of asking you to kind of go back and do that, but because it might be good to use a visual to kind of explain a
Right,
little bit
right.
about what that's going to look like. So we'll see if Michelle can kind of get that to come back
And the
up here or
landscape
not.
project we're talking about is the one in our front entrance into our main building here.
Yeah, so where the 3 flagpoles are, that was the picture that we were showing you up front, and it's more of an illustration than a picture. There we go. So, so you have to use a little imagination. That's where the porte cochere is out front, where you can see where the flagpoles are. And so it doesn't show the roof of the porte cochere, so you might have to picture it. There is going to be a roof on the porte cochere, so I don't want you to think there's not going to be a roof there.
Because that doesn't change any,
But from
right,
an
Tom?
illustration
Yeah.
standpoint, what this is showing is really clearing out all of the growth that we have really between the entrance. If you're looking at the front of the building from the parking lot where the flagpoles are, you all know the right-hand entrance is where the freight elevator is. All the way over to the left-hand entrance on the other side, back where there's a patio and it goes in towards Harbortown and Pinehurst. So that's the area we're talking about that we're going to be concentrating on. And really, we're going to be pulling out most of the stuff that's in there from a landscaping standpoint and putting in more low-growth areas. There's going to be a lot of pavers in there. There's going to be a lot of little half walls, little seating areas. I'm known for putting in water features, so we're going to try and put a water feature in there somehow, some way. And it's going to be beautiful. So you can see a little bit the area that's kind of goes around the circle in the middle where the flagpoles are. That's all pavers. It's going to really give it a really unique look in the front. It's going to look really beautiful, I think, when it's all said and done. And we're very excited about that. We think that's going to really dress up the front entrance. Any of you that go on in the front entrance maybe you don't even look at it, but I know I do. And so it's a little dark, it's a little dreary coming in the front. So we really want to try and give it a good facelift. And this is part of I mentioned this morning, but this is part of a 5-year plan that we have to really just try and really beautify some specific areas at River Landing, especially the entrance that's coming in. So we're going to start here at the front entrance where the flagpoles are this year, and this will be a big one. But in future years, we'll get to the other entrances going into the building around the community, Glen Eagles as well, that area. And then we're also going to be hitting a lot of areas outside where we have opportunities, I think, to be able to do some really nice things from a landscaping standpoint. So Scooter and I have been working on this for quite a while now, and so this is kind of our first real big jump into this 5-year plan. But this may be coming very fast, y'all. We are trying to work with our landscape architect and their company to maybe start this as early as March. And so, and just giving you a little bit of heads up, you don't do this in a day or two. As a matter of fact, this might take the better part of a month or two to be able to do all this, which means that we might have the front entrance area closed off for a while. We might have to do alternate entrances to get into the front area. And we'll have a lot more about that to come when we kind of have more details. But I really just wanted to give you a feel for what it was going to look and feel like. And like I said, I just look at this and just think it's going to be beautiful when it's all said and done. And I think it'll be really, something that you all will be proud of. So anyway, more on that later.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, other updates, the Sandy Ridge Road expansion.
Yeah. So I was laughing a little bit this morning. I talked with I have a contact now with the North Carolina Department of Transportation, and I'm asking about the project, and he's like, oh, yeah. He goes, your project, we've only delayed it a year at this point, because last year they were supposed to have the contractor picked out in the summer, this past summer, and they were supposed to be starting right about now. Well, that's not happening, as you know. And so he's like, well, no, I think this summer we're going to have the contractor picked out, and maybe we'll start next, at the beginning of next year. And I just said, I said, with all of the hurricane stuff going on in Western North Carolina, there's a lot of road building and all. Is there any chance this funding's going to get pulled for this? And he goes, well, yeah. He goes, but he goes, if we have to use that in the short term, eventually we'll get that money back from FEMA and we'll be able to refund this project. And I said, that doesn't sound like that would be a quick turnaround on the FEMA money coming back. And he goes, well, I've heard enough. Thank you at this point. So I don't think they're really going to be starting this anytime soon. I mean, it's hard to say. The only thing I don't like about it is at this point, they've got everything ready to go. I wish they would just go ahead and we could just start and get it over with. Because there are some enhancements to the Sandy Ridge expansion that I think would be great for us. One being a traffic light right out where the guardhouse is. I think that would be a huge thing for us and make it a lot safer for our residents and staff and visitors and all coming in and out of the property. So I'm kind of hoping that this still is going to stay somewhat on track and that we don't get derailed for the next 5 or 10 years, but I guess we'll just have to see. I'll stay up on it and let you all know what I find out from time to time. But I think the big key is, do they really hire a contractor this summer? Because if they do, then I think they expect that they'll have the funding to be able to get started. So we'll see what happens with that.
Along that line, how about the Wesleyan project?
Yeah, so I didn't mention this morning because this is hot news. So I think you all know that the Wesleyan school system owns this property right down here. If you go out of our community and turn right, and when you get to the fork, that corner property right there, they actually own that corner property, and you probably have seen some ball fields and different things that are down there that are down below that. Well, that whole front area is theirs as well. And the original plan for them was to sell their campus buildings on Centennial, because that's where they are now. They're down in High Point on Centennial Drive. And they were going to sell that and build out here. And as you can see, they've already built their athletic fields, but we were waiting for them to get started on building all of their administration buildings and school buildings. And I just got sent a video from their main director down there, and he put out the video saying that they are not going to be building their administration and school buildings out on that property. Apparently, by the time they got to a point where maybe they could do it, prices have gone up so much that they have decided to hold off now indefinitely, and they're going to just use the fields for their sports activities and keep the campus at Centennial. So I was kind of bummed about that a little bit, but also it means less traffic coming in and out of here. So maybe it's not so bad that they're delaying at this point. And so we'll see what happens with that. But that's kind of hot news. I just got that right after the meeting. I went upstairs and it was sitting in my inbox. And so they put out this video saying that they're going to hold off on that.
Okay. Annual appeal. Wiz did a great job sharing this morning at the meeting.
Well, I wouldn't say great job. Wiz, he did okay, I think, with that.
Poor
I
Wiz.
love to give Wiz a hard time. And he's not even here for me to give him a hard time.
No, he isn't.
I hope you're watching from home, Wiz. That's all I got to say. So. No, he did a great job with that.
Yep.
And I'm glad it's over because he harassed the heck out of me the entire year about this annual appeal. Let me just tell you. So
Well, he made it harder for next year because he surpassed the goal.
Yeah, he did. He did a good
So-
job. He, you know, we keep forgetting, Liz was really the driving force behind this. You know, he took all the credit.
He took
but
the credit
Liz
for it.
really was the driving
Okay.
force behind this, so.
Merger update,
The what, merger?
merger?
Yeah, so I mentioned this morning, you know, the big thing for with the merger is management services office on the corner of our property moving out of that building. I don't think I mentioned this morning, but they've been having some issues getting a building permit for the 2 new buildings that they bought. Guilford County apparently is down staffing. They're down in their staffing and they're behind. Not surprising. And so getting permits right now is not the easiest thing in the world. But, you know, they've got a lot of work to be done inside those buildings to kind of retrofit the 2 that they bought for them to move into. So last I heard that they thought maybe April timeframe, they would be in a position to move out of the building up here and move over into the new building. So they've purchased the building, so this is gonna happen. It's just really a timing thing now at this point. And then, you know, we've been talking, I mentioned this too, that we've been talking to the daycare here about moving out there. And so there's still a lot of, that's a pretty big move for them. And so there's still a lot of negotiation going on about how to do that and how that's gonna look and feel. So it's not done yet. You know, I'm hoping that we can still get it through for them. I think it'd be a great building for them. You think about the visibility that they would have being out on Sandy Ridge Road would be great for them. And then the ease of getting the kids in and out of the complex would be so much easier up there. You know, and for us, the one thing I really like about it is we would eliminate a lot of traffic going around our campus, which doesn't upset me one bit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That doesn't upset me one bit. And you know, a lot of residents like to blame the daycare folks for going fast around our roads, but I can tell you, I've seen some of you residents driving too, and so, you know, they're not the only ones that drive fast, and we got staff that drive fast.
It's everybody.
We really do need to slow down our progress around here, so, as far as how fast we go around the campus, but, yeah, so that's good. And then I mentioned that there was a couple things. And truthfully, there have been a couple really good things that have come out of the merger from a staff perspective as we start taking benefits that the Wellspring Group has had for their staff versus the benefits that the River Landing, Bright Spire staff have had, and start trying to mesh all that together. We have found that, you know, that the Bright Spire staff have been able to benefit from a couple of things that the Wellspring Group has been doing. So we're getting a couple extra benefits out of it. They're doing the same things happening with them. So it's really kind of been nice. And I mentioned this morning that the employee group health insurance is a big deal. We were able to go back to Blue Cross Blue Shield. And the only reason we got back to there is because our size, our number of staff members fit into this program that they had that works. And so, you know, staff are really excited about being back with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So, you know, I think there's some really good stuff. You know, I keep getting asked, you know, is our culture going to change here because of the merger, or, you know, and I say, no, our culture's not going to change here. We're going to try and change their culture, but they're not going to change ours, okay? So, and I'm kidding about that. You know, the reality is, we know this even in the Bright Spire communities. The personality of Glen Eyre is different than the personality of Scotia Village, is different than the personality and culture here at River Landing. And so that's not going to change, no matter how much we grow or don't grow. You know, what we have here is special, and, you know, we're not going to let that happen to be any culture change here. So I think the merger so far, we're seeing more of a, you know, the consolidation going on up at the corporate end. And so Lisa and I, I'm just going to tell you, Lisa and I are very happy that we're down here at River Landing, because it's just a lot to have to, when you think about all the things that have to come together from a software perspective, from a benefits perspective, from
Policies.
a financial perspective, from policies and procedures, you know, they're kind of running ragged up there trying to figure out everything and how it's all going to start fitting together.
Right.
You know, there's going to probably be another change, which again, I don't think it really affects us, but you know, from a financial perspective, the Wellspring Group has been on a calendar year basis as far as their financials. You know, you all may or may not remember, we've been October 1 to September 30th. So I think we're going to be, Brightspire is going to probably move to a January calendar year, fiscal year. And I actually think that's better. I've always thought it was a little weird having our fiscal year end September 30th. It's, celebrating the end of the year on September 30th just didn't feel right to me. I don't know why, but so I think we're going to end up moving in that direction. But I don't think these don't really have a huge impact on us here at River Landing. It's more up at the corporate level that they're having to deal with all that.
Sure.
Okay, I think I've said enough about the merger.
Okay, you mentioned earlier too about our state survey that we had in our healthcare center.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, if you didn't hear that, the state always comes in about every 15 months roughly. They come in and they'll do a surprise inspection. And we have like a window between 9 months and 15 months that they can come in at any time, and they'll just show up. There's no calling and say, hey, we're on our way. They just show up, and generally it's 3 or 4 surveyors that will come in, and they camp out over in our healthcare center for 3 or 4 days. And they really are just going through our documentation, looking to see how our operation works over there. How are the outcomes of the residents that are over there? Are we doing a good job? It's a good process because I think it's, to me, it's an opportunity for somebody outside of our organization, outside of our community to come in and kind of assess how we're doing in a 3 or 4 day period. But the problem is I wish they would work more in collaboration with us instead of it trying to be more punitive, meaning that they come in looking for us, for things that we've done wrong, as opposed to coming in saying, hey, you're doing this great, or you're doing this good, but you might need to work on this a little bit. I wish it would be more of a collaborative effort, but it's not. And so that's just the way it is. It's been that way forever, and it's not going to change. But after 4 days of them being here, really going through a lot of our operations here, they really only found one thing that happened that was so minor. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't a big deal. And so, we actually fixed it before they even left, the issue that we had. So, kudos to our staff over there. We're 5-star for a reason. It just doesn't happen. We're 5-star because we have excellent people over there who take their job seriously and who want to do what's best for the residents over there that live in the healthcare center. And so we're very blessed, I think, as a community to have the people. And I've said this before. We have, in my 22 years here, right now, we have the best healthcare team we have ever had in 22 years. And I'm not just saying that. I mean that when I say that. It is the best group of people we've ever had, and they do a great job. And now we're starting to get real longevity in our people over there. So we're getting really consistent care with our residents, and they're doing a really good job. So I think we all should be proud of them.
Okay, some dining updates. In the creamery, we have a new espresso machine, so that's exciting. So make sure to stop there and get your
Anybody
your
espresso
drinks.
lovers out there? Okay, that was
Okay.
a waste of money. Nobody likes espressos.
Guess we'll return it.
Tell Joseph to take it back.
Oh. In the Water's Edge, James is working on changing some of the menu items in that restaurant, and also he's working on the next Wayfarer menu, and that's going to be Louisiana Bayou menu. So that should be very interesting.
Going to have crawfish, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a little look at the menu, and it looks really good.
Okay.
The clubhouse, Danae is working on changing menu items up there as well. Also, we'll be changing the alcohol menu at the clubhouse, which has not really been changed since we opened in 2020. So there'll be some different offerings, adding a cocktail menu. Also, along with that comes some increases in some of the prices, since, like I said, we haven't changed them in 5 years. So there is changes that we've been passed on additional costs, so we need to reevaluate that.
Yeah.
We anticipate price increases will go into effect March 1st, so we'll put out something officially in writing on that. Also, roofing update. We've postponed it twice. Now we're going to postpone it again due to weather. So that's the notice we put out. The roofs for Carnoustie, Doral, and Augusta.
I'm sorry, are you saying roofs?
Roofs.
Roofs?
Roofs.
Have you all tried to say that word before? It's not the easiest word to say, right, Lisa? Roofs. It's kind of like booths.
It's
right,
kind of
Lisa?
like that. It is. It's that same ooh sound. Yep.
In case you don't know, I like to tease Lisa because we were talking about the booths in the bistro, and she tried to say it, and it came out booze every time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it comes out.
we don't have booze
It's-
in the bistro,
It's
Lisa.
the Midwest little
Little
flair on it, I
twang,
guess.
yeah,
I
little
guess it
twang.
is.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it, yeah.
But the roof replacement has been postponed again. So just keep watching Care Merge. We'll let you know when it's actually going to happen again. Okay, now we're to the best part. Our
Oh.
guest, Courtney Bless.
Thank you all for coming today.
And all of this will be new information that they have not heard from this morning.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was like, not all of it is new. They have heard about most of it.
Oh, so talk to us about how the Olympics looks this year, because with the merger and everything, we know that's going to kind of mess with some things. So how's it going to look for this year, and then share with us what you're looking at for 2026?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, in a continuation to finish off the events that we did not do in the fall, we have the Spring Olympics, okay? And signups are going on right now. So if you haven't signed up, there's still ample opportunity. And so we
And
are.
if you don't sign up, we're going to sign you up. So, you better it'd be better if you volunteered for it, right?
I'm not above volunteering people. I mean, I'm just saying. So we will be hosting the co-ed pickleball event for that Spring Olympics, but otherwise we will be traveling. So that's going to take place the end of February, early March. And so those events are continuation as normal in our Olympics. It's just the events we did not cover this past fall. So think aquatics, things like that. If you have any questions, please feel free to come talk to Jill or myself. We'll be happy to walk you through that. We did put a communication in your in-house mailbox kind of giving you all those dates ahead of time, all of those events. But if for some reason it didn't make it, you just let me know and I'll give you a copy. Regarding the fall, so the fall this year will look a little bit different, just to kind of give us more time with the merger, because we are adding 2 additional communities to the competition. We needed more time as wellness departments throughout our whole Kentura company to figure out exactly what that looks like, to be honest, okay? We all are very detail-oriented, and when we do something, we want to do it well because it serves all of you, okay? And it represents each of us, and the whole point of it is to have fun. So for the fall, we have decided to do the Kentura Fall Friendlies. And so with that, there's not gonna be any opening ceremony. We're not gonna do t-shirts. We're not gonna do goodie bags or awards. However, the whole goal is to maintain that socialization within our communities. So we're still gonna travel for some of the events, all right? One example of that is River Landing's hosting golf, so the other communities will come. I mean, we have a beautiful golf course we love to share with our sister communities, and so that's one way that we're doing it. Plus, it gives Wellspring and the village of Brookwood time to kind of understand the Olympics, see what it kind of looks like. Because to be honest, it's a little bit intimidating when you just see it for the first time. There's a lot of moving parts. It takes a lot of teamwork between not only our wellness department, but the wellness departments at all of the communities. And so this gives us more time to figure out exactly what the Olympics will look like for 2026. And so we still are in that planning phase. Nothing has been set in stone, and as soon as we iron those details out, we will communicate that with you, for sure.
So my take on
Great.
this is Wellspring and the Village of Brookwood are scared to come join us in the Olympics because they're afraid we're going to be so competitively strong that they will, look embarrassed, and so this is why we changed it.
Not exactly. Let's talk about how we are a 5-person show in our wellness department, and our sister communities sometimes only have 1 team member. So to go and take on all of that as one
Yes.
wellness person, that's a little bit intimidating. I mean, all of you see how much we work hard, and it's not only our department, it's a community. Tom and Lisa step in, our HR department steps in. It takes a lot to put on an event like that. And so this just gives us more time to plan that and prepare them for that as well.
Okay. I hear you. You haven't convinced me that I'm wrong, but I'll say what
goodness.
I'll go with what you're saying.
I mean, we'll still crush them, but anyway.
Talk to us about the artist showcase coming up.
Okay, so if you have not noticed, we are collecting the many talents of the many artists we have on campus. We've been collecting submissions the past week, and then it'll end. We have about 2 more days, all right, for you to submit. Your piece has to be done within the last 3 years. That's a community competition with our sister communities. So we're really excited to share the many talents of our River Landing residents. We will be hosting a showcase next Wednesday, January 22nd, in the multipurpose room. That's going to take place from 2 to 4, all right? All of the submissions that we have received from each of you will be showcased in here. We want to share the talents that our residents offer. And so we want you to be able to see that before we take them to our community overall competition. And so that's going to start at 2. Our performing art submissions will also be performing for us. That's going to start around 2:15. Okay, that's going to run about 30 minutes. And then from there, you'll just be able to flow and see the different submissions. So we hope you'll join us, all right? And then the actual competition with the communities from all of Ventura will take place on Friday, February 7th. And spectator signups are currently going on. You can sign up on CareMerge if you want to join us. And Glen Air is hosting the event this year. So we hope you'll join us.
That's the Friday before the
great.
Super Bowl.
It is.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very
Good.
good.
It is.
Very good. Okay, I heard about a carnival week coming
Yes.
up.
We're excited. So dining came to us a little bit late last year, and they had some fun ideas for specials within the Water's Edge and the bistro, and so they wanted to partner with us, and so we have decided that we're going to put on a little carnival week. So during the lunch hour from 11 to 2, we'll have a couple of games outside the living room in the Water's Edge, and then also in the back of the bistro. We've just some of the different games that will be taking place is we're going to have a duck pond where you have to match the ducks, some mini golf, penny toss.
Yes.
Can you tell who's doing that one? Some balloon darts. We're going to have Ken might come in a character and do guess the amount. Who knows what that could look like? Lisa's gonna help us with a fishbowl game.
Woohoo.
So just a variety of fun activities. As you play the games, you'll win tickets, okay? And we'll have raffle prizes that you just stick your tickets in, and then on Friday, we'll draw for those winners. Some of them could be like a 30-minute massage. Some of them could be a comp for an out to lunch trip with us. Some of them could be a River Landing t-shirt. You know, there's just a variety. So we hope you join us for just a fun week of just a variety of activities that just represent us as a community and allows us to get together and have a good time.
This is next week, right?
Next week,
So it's
January
coming up
20th
quick.
through the 24th, and we'll put a flyer in your mailbox, and it'll also be posted on CareMerge by our lovely communications coordinator, Allison. And thanks,
Woohoo.
Celeste, for doing the flyer, because she did a beautiful job as well.
I heard about an upcoming Valentine's Day event. Can you share anything about that?
We do have an upcoming Valentine's Day event, and I'm not going to give too much away, Lisa.
Okay.
But if you watch your mailboxes for an upcoming flyer, the event flyer will be in your mailbox, and it just might be worth killing for.
What?
So,
Ooh. That's a little teaser.
I don't know. Anytime you use the word killing, I don't know if that's a teaser or not. I'm not sure how to take
And
that.
it's Valentine's Day.
I know a murder just might have occurred.
Oh,
We'll see.
okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh. Okay, so watch boxes for that.
Yes,
Okay.
that'll be coming soon.
Okay. Also, I think you recently put out something related to a survey.
Yes, we did. So we have gotten a great outpouring of responses, and I am so grateful. Each of you and your opinion matters to us as a wellness department. You're the ones that drive the activities and events and fitness classes that we offer, so we really appreciate your feedback. And if you haven't submitted your survey, don't forget, you can submit it to the Wellness Center desk, or you can fill it out online via the link on CareMerge. So thank you, and continue to bring them in.
Very good. Last item. We heard you have a new position coming to your department.
I do have a new position.
I told him first.
That is okay, Tom. You're allowed to do that. So we're getting a technology concierge position to help each of you with technology needs, specifically focused on devices that can be brought to Heidi. So like a cell phone, a tablet, that sort of thing. She is an incredibly sweet-spirited person. She's a retired school teacher, as Tom mentioned earlier. And I truly think that you are just going to enjoy her sweet personality. She's very knowledgeable about both Android and iPhone, so that is incredibly helpful. And so we're excited to offer those services to you. And more information will be coming. It will be a sign-up platform, but we're excited to offer that service for each of you.
Yeah, and I think it's, I kind of mentioned this morning, but I think it's important to say, you know, Celeste and Allison have, although lovely, have really big jobs to do. And so, you know, they get pulled away a lot trying to help residents, which, you know, it's in their hearts to want to help and serve, helping them with iPhones and Androids and tablets and all. So the idea is to try and take some of that load off of them so that they can be doing what we really want them to do, and have somebody else come in and be able to kind of help those things.
Yep.
So,
Moving forward, Heidi will be your contact for that, and she'll be happy to help.
yeah, I
Very
think it's
good.
going to be good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I might be
And-
her first customer, I don't know.
We
So,
know, Tom, we know.
And besides working on phones and tablets, what else could she maybe help with?
She
What
could
is
be
part
helping
of?
with some office work. She could also, you know, you never know, you might see her help out at a birthday party or an event. She truly is the type of person that is just willing to help out in any area that she can. She has that servant leadership heart and just really wants to serve those she's around. So we're excited for her to join our team for sure.
And if somebody needed help ordering something from Amazon or ordering a
Amazon
ticket, or
orders, trip,
it could be those kind of
tickets.
assisting items as
Absolutely.
well. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Tom, do you have anything else for Courtney?
Oh, goodness.
Now's your chance.
Yeah, no, I don't think I do.
You'll have it for a very short few months, and then, you know.
So Courtney, maybe you ought to share a little bit about kind of what your plans are about, you know, because obviously you're not like me. Your stomach's growing for another reason than what mine is. So why don't you share a little bit about that? I think the residents might like to hear it.
Absolutely. So if Courtney's app is correct, we have about 9 weeks left of pregnancy, which is mind-boggling. I am due March 20th, and so baby is currently measuring ahead of schedule, so we'll see. But in that part, we're kind of planning ahead, so we're already working on Wellness Week. We're already planning out the calendar for the next few months, so when I do go out on maternity leave, it is very easy for my team to kind of just take on the small pieces while I'm out. I'm very thankful for each of them. They work very hard, and I feel very privileged to be a part of that team. And Lisa will be kind of helping when they need help as well. I'm thankful to be a part of a community that is willing to step in and let me take that time away for sure when Baby Bless arrives.
Well, I think we can handle things for 2 weeks while you're gone. I
2 weeks? Wrong.
Oh, gosh.
Wrong.
mean, so do big babies come, is that natural in your family? Do you have big babies in your family?
No, actually, myself and all of my siblings were early and we were small. So we'll see. I hope not.
So either you're really going to have a bigger baby, or you're earlier than what you think,
Right.
than what your app tells you are at this
Yes.
point.
So we'll see. We have an ultrasound tomorrow to kind of, they do a growth scan, so they'll be able to see and that sort of thing. But honestly, as most of you women know who have had children, Baby Bless comes when Baby Bless comes, you know? Nobody has a lot of control over it.
And I said 2 weeks, but really it's more like 3 weeks, isn't it, that you're going to be gone?
No, I'm going to be gone 12 to 14, just depending on when baby
Okay.
comes.
All right.
But to give you all peace of mind, if I have not told you, we have a spot at Shepherd's Way already. And so we're incredibly excited that is just a huge blessing that is not, even if it does not stay on site, to be close to River Landing and be associated. And I've actually had the privilege of getting to know several of the teachers just from working here. And so I'm very thankful for that benefit. And there was nowhere else I wanted my child. So very grateful for that.
That's great.
And you mentioned this, but you've got a great team, and
Yes.
they will handle things really well while you're gone.
They
and
will.
So, and
Absolutely.
Lisa will be around to kind of help out if they hit a snag somewhere. So, but we'll wish you the best with that. We hope that the baby comes out very quickly and easily, and that that you're able to really enjoy those first 3 or 4 months or so that you're gone with your newborn.
And I've already shared with Allison that not as soon as some of you have asked, but soon after, my parents and my in-laws meet Baby Bless, we will send a picture so we can announce the name, size, gender, and all the details so Allison can post it on Cambridge and share with all of you.
There you go.
Once I get the thumbs up, we will post it.
There you go. We'll post it right away.
Aw.
Can you post a picture of your son with that too, please?
My son.
Well, yours.
Lord. You have to explain the story
Yes.
now. 'Cause they're all very confused.
How many of you think that her husband, Alex, looks like he could be her son versus her husband? He has got the babiest face I've ever seen, I think. And so,
Okay,
and how many times have you been asked?
Once.
Just
it was
once.
one time, Tom. I was asked if he was my son. One time.
One time.
And now you will not let it go. Is anyone shocked by that?
I'm just,
I
Oh.
would I'll show you one after this. I don't have one up to show, but he does have a baby face.
He
but
does.
It's not quite that young, Tom.
Aw.
yeah, it only takes one person to say that for me to enjoy
Oh,
that.
I know. You'll never let me live it down.
No,
That's
he
fine.
won't. Oh, and we are planning something for Courtney, and she knows about this, so it's not a surprise. Courtney's a planner, so we knew we couldn't just surprise her with it. In February, we're going to have an open time where residents can come and give some motherly advice, and of course, no gifts or anything like that, because we can't do that. But in the past, for Whitney, when she had little Nico, and we did that, we had a time where you all could come and give her well wishes and all that good stuff. So we will be planning that. Watch your Encompass for it. It'll be in the February Encompass.
And I'm gonna have you vote to see what gender y'all think it is.
Yes, yes.
Aha, there. Now that'll be fun. We should do a poll for what day and time
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that kind of
We
stuff.
could go
right?
all out.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Well, I know I speak for all of us that we hope that the things go really well for you, and we're very excited for
We
the
are.
blessed
Yep.
family, and
Yep.
and we want you to hurry back as soon as you have the baby, so because we need you here. So,
Oh,
and
Oh, thank
thanks
you.
for being a visitor and guest on our
Yeah,
show
happy
today.
to. Yeah,
Enjoyed
happy
having
to.
you here today. And so, I would give you a bottle of wine, but you can't drink it anyway, so
No.
it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
It's okay? All right.
uh,
All right. So we already mentioned trivia winner, so I
We
don't think
did,
we need
we
to do
did.
that.
Hilda Berries, when you're done, we'll come on up here and get your wine. And
Yeah.
Jack Quick, we can give it to Susie.
Jack will never see it. That's great. That was quick. He's going to be gone.
Oh,
Well, thank you all. I will say, I was not expecting us to have this many
No.
guests come and watch today. I
Right.
figured after the meeting this morning that we might not have a bunch of folks come, but I'm really glad you all came today.
yep, this was
Thanks
good.
for coming out and being a part of this. I will tell you that I know I speak for Lisa when I say this. It's always so much more fun when we have folks in
It
the
is.
audience
It is.
than just
Yeah.
trying to talk to TV land who are watching and hopefully enjoying, but
Right.
you don't get a chance to really interact with them.
Right.
We like
Yeah.
interacting with you all, and so. But thank you all. Thank you for choosing River Landing as your home. Thank you for just being such a great group of folks that support our staff, and we really are very fortunate. We got a great family here, so let's not
Absolutely.
forget that. We're very blessed that we have such a great family here. So, with that said, thank you all. Have a great afternoon. We love you.